new tie. I think it's pretty cute. I'm sorry guys, you cannot see it. I want to show it to you. Okay. Alright, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have an empty board with me, but I like to have it. It gives me some kind of a calmness. And my pen too. That's another trick that I will advise you to use when you interpret or when you work. Just having something in your hands. For me, pen and a notebook works just fine. And so I'm preparing a video which I haven't scripted, but I'm gonna talk to you about interview and language interview or interpreter job interview. What you need to know. I just want to make sure the camera is recording. Yes, it is indeed. So what do you need to know and what do you need to do, and what you need to talk like in your job interview for an interpreter. So before I start, please like, share, subscribe, and write me a comment below and share your experience. I'm so grateful for you guys being here, watching, subscribing, writing your comment, and sharing your experiences. There is a video which I'm gonna link above called resume. So once you have your resume, I'm gonna break down this video on few smaller videos how to organize your resume in order to get the job, in order to get to that interview. But anyway, that's the video about the resume. So let's say that you send your resume and once you get it, they reply to you. And the first part is they want to do a phone interview. All of the company want to do the phone interview, and most of the interpreters think, oh yeah, that's just the first step, that's not the test. Well, the phone interview, it's also a test which you probably didn't thought about or which you didn't have in mind. Some of the recruiters are purposely rude to see how you're gonna handle that. I will tell you, certified language have extremely rude recruiter, and this is why I am still contracted with them, but I'm not so excited to provide services for them because of how rude they are. I just don't like rude people. That's about me. But so some of the recruiters will purposely be rude and kind of aggressive toward you in order to put your rate down. Okay. So the first part is most of them, when they call you, they want to see how you speak English. And most of these first calls, they will take between 10 and 15 minutes, where they're going to ask you about the things that you already have in your resume. So if you don't have an experience, if you just like fake your resume, probably that first call will be pretty challenging for you because they're going to ask you about the things that you already have there. They're gonna ask you what languages do you provide, in what field, if it's medical, legal, 911, I don't know, government, USIC, police. It could be different types. How many years of experience do you have? What kind of educational background do you have? Do you have any certifications? And here again, I'm gonna mention two certifications: CCHI Core if it's not available in your English, or CCHI if it's available on the two languages. And then I will advise you C-level proficiency, stat medical or bilingual stat. I have, it's not here, but I do have Italian stat, and I have tested in Macedonian. I have level 5, 97%. Like, I have all of them in different languages. But so I will advise you, if you don't have $500 for the CCH, $180 is the test, but the class is pretty expensive for CCHI. Bridging the gap is $600 of medical interpreter training, this certification. If you don't have the money, you can always do the level 5 proficiency medical test. It's bilingual, and the moment that they ask you on the interview. It costs between $80 and $120 to get tested, and the tests are done over the phone. And you can look at stat.com. In case you're just starting, it's just good to have something. Something is better than nothing, okay? But so, and so they will ask you if you have any certifications, medical or legal, or any proficiency test that you have done, and if so, if they are still, the CCHI expires every 4 years, so you have to renew it, if they are still active. After this, they will ask you what type of interpreting experiences do you have. So if you do medical, normally it's consecutive. If you have done simultaneous legal or business to business, you gotta specify that. If you do translating or site translation, whatever experience do you have. So you gotta know this, you gotta feel comfortable and talk about it the way I'm talking to you right now. You don't have to feel shy or bad or anything like that. Just relax. It's just a conversation, okay? So once the review it's done, most of them will not even talk to you about prices. They will tell you, oh, well, do you have any questions? Well, there is a few things that I'm asking you to be ready for, to do before you close that first call. You gotta have a question, and the first question is, how much do you pay? You gotta ask per minute per your language, per hour for in-person with 2-hour minimum if they pay driving, for simultaneous, for VRI, for OPI. You gotta take all the rates down. You gotta ask them if they wanna test you, because some of those companies will eventually test you. You gotta ask them if they want to do a background check on you and if you're gonna do high security clearances. The reason why is because if you're gonna do all this testing and high security clearances, they're gonna resell your services for very, very good money, and very good money is between $120 and $350 an hour. So said that, it's your job to see what is the market cap of this company. Once you send your resume, and if you're really passionate to work for a certain company, you should know like why. You should know what they do and what is your goal, where you want to go, what's your ambition, right? And some of them, they will not ask you, oh, why you want to work for us? Some of them will be like, oh yeah, why you want to provide services for us? Well, have in mind that a lot of those companies doesn't care why, because they care to contract you for the lowest price, right? Some of them will do ask you, the ones that provide eventually better prices, and you gotta know what's your goals. Like for me, I want to work business to business. I enjoy medical. It's okay for me legal. I do it over the phone. I did it during the COVID and video remote interpreting. So I just want you to know, I don't know if you watch my live, but I just want you to know how the prices are. I will give you a scale. Let's imagine we have a scale right here. So the lowest level here, it's up to here. The lowest is on over the phone interpreting. This is the cheapest rate. And I still advise you, do not contract for less than $30, because your job, it's worth $30. But if you think that you're not worth $30, you can work for $8 or for $15. Having in mind that your job costs way more than $30, and when you get signed for $30, you are still giving a gap for this company to do a lot of money on the top of you. So $30 is not a crazy money for a Prague. If we're talking about Spanish, I would say 25, 28 is a good paid, because a lot of people speak Spanish, and Spanish people are cheap. They're ready to sell themselves for less. But still, I will tell you, I want you to sell yourself higher. I talked to someone that was not very honest, and she's like, oh yeah, they pay me less than $50. And I was thinking, she gotta be kidding me, because Spanish language it's bottom. Like, the truth is, like, most of these company contracts, some of them contract Spanish for $60 an hour. So you gotta imagine that if your boss gets $60 for 1 hour, they're not gonna give you $60. They're gonna probably give you half, and you should be grateful for that. So over the phone interpreting is the lower bottom, right? Let's say it's $30. Then we have a video remote. I always charge more for video remote. If it's $5, if it's $10, but let's say you want to charge $10 more, video remote is gonna be your next level. That is right here. Here in between those two is an impersonal medical interpreting, which normally include for you driving, going to the hospital, getting ready, getting beautiful. As I just did, I went to Boulder for a hospital interpreting there. So having in mind that in person you cannot use no vocabulary, you better be really like confident and easygoing and pleasant with that. And even if there is some rude people working in person, I gotta tell you that. But so in person is another market. How I do in person, I request 2 hours of minimum payment. I will tell you why. Even if they schedule me for 1 hour, I will still gonna lose an hour to drive. There is no way that I'm gonna be done in 1 hour. There is no way. I would at minimum lose 2 hours in 2 hours and a half to 3. So I want them to pay me at least 2 hours minimum, and I want them to pay me 50 cents per mile. A lot of company want to sign you for in person, and they want to drive you crazy with a lot of appointments. I will advise you again. For me, the motivation is this: in person and VRI, I will charge the same rate, or in person, because it includes they pay you for the driving, it's gonna be a little bit more because you get 2 hours of minimum and you get paid per mileage 50 cents when you drive. And sometimes it's this in person, you're scheduled for 2 or 3 hours, but then you interpret for 5. So you gotta have in mind the gap that in-person interpreting can create for you, right? So after we are done with in-person interpreting for the hospital or the emergency, we have legal. And again, legal could be over the phone, and this is why they do high security clearances. It could be video remote, and could be in person. I always advise you to charge more for legal, and when you get on this first interview and you chat about what type of job you're gonna have, they will tell you, oh, it's mainly medical. The truth is that if they're gonna do a background check to you, they would eventually do legal, and they will do U6, and they will do the police, and they will do immigration officers and all these things. So it's not gonna be only medical. So you gotta adjust your rate and ask a little bit more. They always can counter offer you with a lower rate. You have nothing to lose when you request a higher rate or say, okay, I think that this is what I was hoping for, and state your rate. But just have in mind that legal, even if you do it on the phone, which is even more challenging than in person, it's fast. It means that you can interpret not only consecutively as medical or over the phone or VRI, but you're gonna do it simultaneously sometimes. It's simultaneous is fast. Some of these parts are real fast. And you're gonna do all the swearing even on the phone. You're gonna do exactly the same thing, but it's gonna be on the phone or video remote. So if they're gonna hire you for video, I'm asking you to do like video and highly technical. I always charge more, and I ask you to check your languages and decide and know before you even talk to them how much this job costs. You can also see how much they charge the client. Some of them, they are ready to pay you $30, $60, and they charge $260 for your job. So you gotta make your job and research this company that you wanna work for. I'm not telling you be avid, I'm telling you be reasonable, okay? Be reasonable means know how much a job costs and know for how much you're ready to do it. Some people are ready to work for $12. I'm not gonna pay them $35. Why? They don't want more than 12, correct? Said that legal interpreting, normally if you travel and if you have this certification like this one that I just got, they schedule you for day, and they still try paying you for hour, and this company Soci, I don't think they schedule me for nothing interesting, to be honest with you. Nothing interesting. The truth is that I went to provide services for them for the training. You gotta know what's your goals, and if you really want to get better and grow and learn, sometimes you sell yourself for a lower price because you're gonna get the training and you're gonna get certification and you're gonna build your reputation, right? So said that video in person, I will advise you to charge half day. I normally, or USIC interpreting, immigration office interpreting, citizenship interviews interpreting. Normally you're gonna drive at least 40 minutes to the wherever the immigration center is. Then you're gonna pass the scanners, then you're gonna wait there until they receive you. And some interviews go to 2, 3, 4 hours. And if you agree to be paid only for 2 hours, you cannot change the agreement. You understand? And normally you're gonna lose half a day. I guarantee you, even if the interview is 8 in the morning, there is no way you're gonna be at home before, like, you're gonna be at home around 12 or 1. Half day is gonna be gone, and if you're gonna lose your time, you gotta ask the price. You probably gonna do better money at home on the phone, right? So if you're gonna do in person, you just gotta know that you gotta ask for more money, especially if it's USIC or legal. And then the highest paid job is business to business. Could be consecutive or simultaneous interpreting in trade fair, in business meetings, and so and so and so. And so if you really wanna get to that level, just have in mind the scale. Also, on the phone interpreting have a different quotes as well. Some company give you different quotes for day and for night, and you gotta know that this is possible, and you gotta ask them, are you paying me more at night? Are you paying me more in certain hours? That's true. Also, some companies that you do over the phone, when they schedule you, this is another question. If they schedule you and they ask you to wait offline for 30 minutes, are they gonna pay you for that, or is gonna be free of charge? For example, Cirecom scheduled me many times and they didn't pay me, and I was hanging there for years. For 6 years I would hang on the phone for 35 minutes waiting, and nobody will ever call, and I will not be paid. Also with certified language, I just had a situation that they booked me, they sent me the wrong hour, and I was offline waiting for their client. The client didn't call. Anyway, I should have been paid. And after a few hours, they called me pretending that this is the same pre-scheduled call. And I said to them, excuse me guys, I already waited like 3 hours ago. I was just thinking, shall I take it or not? Because I'm not gonna be, I understand that I already waited 35 minutes. They're not gonna pay me for that. I waste my time. I said, okay guys, are you gonna pay me for both times? They said that they don't know. I decided that I'm gonna take the call. And guess what? Nobody addressed this situation, and they tried to schedule me after this, and I say, no guys, I'm not scheduling with you because you make mistake on the scheduling department. You keep me hanging, and nobody's paying me for that. So just, you gotta know that realistically, out of being trying to be so sweet and polite, you gotta be tough, and you gotta be business and talk business. And talk business mean be ready and ask those questions. Ask if they're gonna pay you. Ask how many 24 hours cancellation, full payment. You gotta know, like, if it's on the phone schedule and I'm gonna wait, you gotta pay me no matter what. If it's in person and I'm there, you pay me the full job. I don't care if you cancel last minute. I gotta get paid. I did drive, I get up, I put myself, I dress up. You pay me. The same thing in legal. If it's canceled 24 hours prior, the full job is paid. And the same thing is business. I had never ever had a business interpreting canceled in my life. I think because I work in a highly business environment, government to government or business to business, so-called. And people tend to be precise, people tend to be punctual. Said that this is the questions that you should ask when you have this first call. And you should know how much you're willing to receive and how much you're willing to sell yourself for. Because I will tell you, let's say that they told you, okay, what's your rate? And you tell them, well, I was hoping 70 cents per minute. And they tell you, oh, I am afraid that our company doesn't pay, our client doesn't pay as much. They will always try to tell you that they are afraid that they cannot pay you as much. And I will be like, well, I am educated, I have that much of experience, I have that type of certifications, and that's the minimum I'm willing to work for. You gotta know your minimum, you gotta know how much you're hoping to receive, and then the recruiters normally tell you, okay, I'm gonna talk with the management and I will give you a call. Sometimes this is just a trick to make you feel uncomfortable. A lot of those times when you start to talk about prices and how much they're gonna pay you, they will try to put you down. Well, this is not mother tongue for you. Well, maybe we don't know, maybe we don't need you so much, you know, all these things. Like, for example, certified languages, they grill me. She grilled me and I lose respect for them because of the recruiter, and honestly I'm not so excited. I still have a contract, I still sometimes do it, but I'm never excited working for them. I better work for another company that pay me a little bit less for Russian, because they are like losers. They try to convince me that 99% of the interpreters they hire work for $17. And if this is true, I will tell you, shame on you guys. Shame on you that sell yourself for $17, because even the person who wash dishes in the kitchen takes more than you, because they take $18 plus tip. So you just gotta get yourself together, put yourself together, and don't sell yourself for cheap. Said that, this is what you need to have ready for the first interview, and the questions that you need to ask, and the goal. When you get this call, you gotta be extremely focused, and you gotta have a goal, and you gotta know exactly how much you want to sell yourself for, because if you're ready for any price, why even do interview? You can go and wash dishes in a restaurant, for example, or serve food. Maybe you're gonna do more money. But if you're gonna work as an interpreter, you better know the prices and you better sell yourself high. Said that, why different interpreters have a different rate? Why is that? You think, oh, because I have a master degree. There is other people that have master degree, or because of this certification. Probably the certification brings some to it. But I will tell you, there is a lot of interpreters that works 30 years in the same company for $20. There is a lot. A lot. So the only thing that make you more worthy is you knowing that you're more worthy, and you're willing to require this payment obligatory that you deserve. You deserve it. So again, I'm talking to you about the prices. You should know about this, and when you get this first call, you should know how much you're willing to sell yourself for. Okay. Number 2. Let's say they hang up with you and they tell you, okay, we're gonna talk with the manager. This normally what the recruiters do, not the directly people for the company. They will tell you they gotta check and this and this and that. And when they check, they're like, okay, hello, congratulations, we can move to the next step. Your rate has been approved. Again, ask them what amount we're talking about, because with this organization, I record a video. I haven't published it because I still provide services for them, but I will tell you the name of the company is TransPerfect. The recruiter was bully. It was terrible. Like, once I hang up the phone with her, I was like, that burn in hell, this company, I'm not gonna work for them. It was bad experience. They would pressure you and push you and put you down, and try to crack you and tell you that $30 is a lot of money. $30 ain't no a lot of money. And I told her, hey ma'am, you're free to work for this amount, and everybody have a different price, and I told you my price. And she was so pushy that when I hang up the phone, I was like, I ain't never gonna hear from these people again. These people are crazy. Like, I don't want to work with these people. I don't want to know nothing about it, and yada yada yada. And guess what? They called me approving my rate, even spending 2 hours bullying me on the phone and putting me down, trying to crack me, trying to pressure me, trying to tell me that I don't have a value, trying to convince me that I should be grateful for $20. Well, I'm grateful even when I work for free because I love what I do. But I do think that especially you that pressure me, you gotta be charged double or triple. Just because you're nasty and rude, and just because you have the arrogance to try to diminish me and put me down. So have this thing in your mind. When you go to interview, don't be so excited and childish and happy. You gotta be sharp, you gotta be strong like an iron. And you gotta be like a real shark in the ocean, swimming all alone, right? You gotta fight for what is yours, and you gotta be ready to walk away from people that want to take advantage of you. And I will tell you why. Because if you work with company like this, and I will mention here Siracom, and you can click the video over here to see what crap they do to you. Not only they pay you little money, they fuck with you every opportunity. Sorry about the word, but they're trying to put you down, destroy your self-esteem, tell you that you're terrible, nag, complain, and only negative communication with you. There has been not one even happy new year from them. Disgusting. So if you sell yourself cheap, you're gonna be walk all over. Because when you don't know how much your job costs, you don't have self-respect. And if you don't have self-respect, other people will not respect you. So once you pass this first call, there is the second call. Congratulations, your rate has been approved. Don't forget to ask them how much is the rate. Because again, I repeat, and I'm gonna mention here company TransPerfect, when they called me and they said approve, they still didn't give me the rate that I asked. And I had to remind her that we had a different agreement. And another thing that could sound crazy, every time a company calls me and want to have an interview with me, I have my notebooks and I write their name, when they call me, who I talk to, what rate they give me. I'm not just hanging there relaxing and feeling important and great. I am writing it down. Because they play a tricky games on you, because when they call you the second time, I remember with TransPerfect, I asked them a certain amount, and it was not on, it was 30 something an hour, and they tried to offer me per minute 30 cents instead of, do you understand the difference? They would try to, I'm talking about extremely dishonest and like disgusting people, that they would play with you. They would try to put you down, to get you as down as possible, because remember, the person who is recruiting you is not your friend. They are your enemy. They earn money from each cent they drag you down. If they have a limit to get the position for $45 an hour and you agree to do it for $20, they are earning $25 of your job. Dummy you. The person that is recruiting you is not the person you're working with or for. It's not the person who is paying you. You gotta be honest. I don't say be rude. Be honest. Hey ma'am, I respect your opinion. My price is this, I'm willing to work for that price. And you gotta know how much you're willing to work for over the phone per minute, video remote, in person, legal, or business to business simultaneous. You gotta have your price list ready, and you gotta know what is your bottom before you get these calls. You gotta research your languages and choose and decide how much is your value and how much is your worth and how much you're willing. happily to do it for, not just be sick, oh gosh, I gotta go to drive to Boulder, but oh, I'm happy to dress up and drive to Boulder because I have in-person interpretation at 2 p.m. today. You gotta understand that. So you gotta be positive when you do it. And if this is $30 for you, God bless you. If it's $12, God bless you. Just know how much you're willing to sell yourself for. And if you don't know how much your job costs, well, pity for you, because this means that you're gonna sell yourself cheap, very cheap. And cheap, normally it's low quality. Because people that invest time to do this job that I'm talking about before their interview, they have more value than other interpreters. Not because they speak better Spanish or better Russian or better Albanian, because they make this small effort to check the details and they are ready. When the call comes, they are ready for the interview, correct? So, and once this thing happens, your rate is approved, then is the stage number 3, which will be the background check, the contract. Whatever you talk is stipulated. Remember this. If they said, oh, we're gonna do background check, and you didn't ask, well, you already know that you sell yourself cheap, and they are gonna use you. God bless you, no? Said that. Then is the part 3, OPI testing, over the phone bilingual target language proficiency test. You can check on this folder, and there is 14 videos talking about medical interpreter over the phone language interpretation test. And if you know all the terminology that are in these videos, I guarantee you with 99 and 99 that you're gonna pass this bilingual proficiency test. Normally those tests include doctor-patient scenario, and normally it's a three-way call. You're the interpreter. There is one person that reads the script in English, and there is one person that will monitor your interpreting. This is gonna happen live. Normally, if they don't need, sometimes they will pretend that you didn't pass the language. Happened to me with my mother tongue, Bulgarian. Funnily happened to me with CLI, because I discussed about the rate with them, and we had a quite big fight before I started, because I was not willing to sell myself for this rate, and yeah. So just having in mind that they will be like, oh, maybe your result is not 100%. Well, nobody have it 100%. I haven't made, like, the highest score I have 9.8.2 in Macedonian. I even didn't score that high in Bulgarian, honestly, with legal. So I'm just telling you that sometimes you can score real high if you're focused. So every call is like its own performance. But I will tell you, if you pass over 80, you're just excellent. Most of the time you did a great job. And said that after the test they will train you and you eventually will start. But this is all you need to know. And I will say the last thing, but not the least, I talk about online interviews, like over the phone interviews, in this video. I will tell you in a video number 2 what you should do when you have in-person language interview. Said that, thank you for being here. Please do like, share, subscribe, write me a comment below. Thank you for being here and have a good day. Bye bye.